Tomorrow marks the final day of the legislative session in Annapolis. We are expecting to learn the final details and changes to the state's budget after lengthy negotiations about how to eliminate a $3 billion deficit. WJZ is live. Tara Lynch is breaking down some of those changes and if Marylanders will have to dig a little further into their wallets. Tara.
Well, Kelsey, there will be some taxes and fees that are going to come out of this budget. We're going to break those down for you. But we did hear from Governor Wes Moore and other leaders from the General Assembly last month when they came to that agreement on the framework of the state's budget. Now, this has been a contentious session, and the state has, of course, had to navigate those cuts and how to generate revenue to get rid of that budget deficit. The General Assembly sources tell me that these cuts will impact every agency in the state government. The Developmental Disability Administration will see one of the largest single agency cuts at more than $150 million. That's according to advocates for those in the disability community. Meanwhile, the state's top wage earners will pay a little bit more in taxes as the governor creates a half millionaire and millionaire tax brackets. And other fees and taxes will round out the $1.6 billion in revenue, including increasing the cannabis and sports betting taxes, according to the Baltimore Banner. There will also be a 3% tax on IT and data services, other vehicle fees, and a tax even at the vending machine.
There was a lot of upset and angst about the decisions and those increases in fees and such. Well, guess what? The Transportation Trust Fund wouldn't have the money necessary to do these things. Guess what? There were things that we didn't like, and we made changes. We didn't do that delivery fee that everybody seemed worked up about.
You know, if this BRFA had a couple of tax increases that were going up and saying, hey, look, we're plugging a couple $100 million because we just couldn't get all the way there, that might be one thing, honestly. This is a $1.5, $1.6 billion. It's a huge tax increase combined. We cannot continue to go back to the taxpayers again and again. It's going to cost us in this state.
The budget has, of course, taken the top headline out of Annapolis for the last few months here, but there are some other bills that are making its way through the General Assembly that we will need to be keeping an eye on. Of course, Sine Die is tomorrow. That marks the end of the legislative session. We're keeping an eye on some changes to the Child Victims Act, as well as legislation to help federal workers who have been laid off. Of course, a lot of Marylanders impacted by that. For now, reporting live in Baltimore County, Tara Lynch, WJZ.
Tara, thank you.